The Lord says it, and it is settled, and it is done. Hallelujah. We may be seated in the presence of the Lord. Hallelujah. Tell your neighbor, if God has said it, it is settled. There is no debate. There is no argument. Because He is God. Hallelujah. Do you love this Jesus? He's an awesome God. Hallelujah. And the blessing of the Lord to be here this morning. Hallelujah. The Lord is a faithful God. It's not in the how or in the when. It is that when He says, He has said it and it is settled. No complaint, no argument, no bargain. Hallelujah. Last Sunday we spoke about the God of last Friday. The God of our second chance and the God of restoration. Hallelujah. And today I want to bring a subtitle of the same message and say that my case is different. Tell your neighbor, my case is different.
My case is different.
The case of Giam is different from the next man. The case of your family, the case of your work is different in the coming days in the name of Jesus. Because it doesn't matter what they think about you, what they plan about you, what they are planning about you, your case has to be different. Praise the name of the Lord. Because as God restores you and gives you another chance, He makes sure that everything about you changes. When we take shower in the morning, we love to do isn't it? Yes. Okay, for them that are anointed in that sector. When you take shower, you make sure that you add something else upon the soap. See, Mama, soap load. Let's just speak in Kiswahili. And this is what I'm saying. After you have gone to the shower, you add something else to bring some flavor, isn't it? And so when God blesses you, He does not just bless you. He makes sure that is it the recipe or the recipe? For them that are anointed in the kitchen. What is it called? That one. You know it better than I do. He makes sure that He does not just mix anything for everyone. Your case has to be different. You have to smell different so that when you walk, they know, somebody passed here. They cannot confuse you with another person. They know you by the scent that oozes out of your life. Because your case has to be different. They have laughed at you for so many years. They have spoken about you for so many years. But I want to declare from today, your case has to be different. Maybe your local chief does not know you. Where I come from, we have chiefs. I don't know about Qatar. Maybe your governor does not know you from where you come from. In our countries, we have governors, deputy governors. But I'm here to declare to you, you need to know no man. Somebody said you need pitched another person and said you need to know people. I am here to declare, I didn't tell you to pitch someone. I'm not saying that. Where I come from, but somebody was pitched and told you need to know people. I am here to declare to you, you don't need to know people. You need to know this God. Who the Bible says them that know their God, they shall do exploits. They will soar up on wings like eagles. They shall walk and not faint. They shall run and not grow weary. This God is my God. Forever and ever He shall be my guide until to the end. Because my case has to be different.
Amen.
Amen. Hallelujah. Oh, this is what Pastor read. 2 Samuel chapter 9, verse number 1 to verse number 13. 2 Samuel. I always tell people it depends from where you come from. Praise the name of the Lord. There are people who take mineral water, some take mutano water, either way it is water. Hallelujah. So 2 Samuel chapter 9, verse number 1 to verse number 13. Because of time, we'll go very quickly. Today I want to preach like a helicopter. Are we together? David is saying, is there yet any that is left in the house of Saul that I may show him kindness for Jonathan's sake. We go quickly. And there was on the house of Saul a servant whose name was Ziba. And they called him unto David, and the king said unto him, Are you Ziba? And he said, Thy servant is he. And the king said, Is there not yet one of the house of Saul, that I may show him kindness of God, and that I may show the kindness of God unto him? And Ziba said unto the king, Jonathan hath yet a son, who is lame of his feet. Please. My English teacher told me, emphasis, repetition brings what? Emphasis. The first time David asked, Is there anybody that is left in the house of Saul that I may show kindness unto him? Then he told, there is one servant by the name Ziba that worked in the kingdom in the times of Saul. And now he comes before the king, and the king asks him, Is there anyone that is left in the house of Jonathan, in the house of Saul, that I may show kindness unto him? But this Ziba does not just answer the question that was asked by the king. But he goes ahead and says, there is one that is left in the house of Jonathan, but he is left. This was not the question. Hello? This was not. There was no question that needed this answer. The question was, is there any? Let's go. Verse number 4. And the king said unto him, Where is he? And Ziba said unto the king, Behold, he is in the house of Machir, the son of Ammiel, in Lodibar. Lodibar means the place of no return. Then King David sent and fetched him out of the house of Machir, the son of Ammiel, from Lodibar. And Mephibosheth, this is not the son of Jonathan, the son of Saul, came unto David and fell on his face and did obedience. And David said, Mephibosheth. And he answered, Behold thy servant. And David said unto him, Fear not, for I will surely show thee the kindness for Jonathan thy father's sake, and I will restore thee all the land of Saul thy father, and thou shalt eat bread at my table continually. And he did obedience and said, What is thy servant, that thou should look upon him? For he is but a dead dog. Let us stop there. Is there anyone in the house of Saul that I may show him kindness? I want you to understand that David and Jonathan were like soulmates. Every time that Saul, the father wanted to kill David, because he knew that David had been anointed to be king. And so Jonathan, the son of Saul, who was a prince, the kingdom has a king, a queen, and a prince. And so Jonathan, the Bible says that David loved Jonathan as unto himself. And so he made a covenant together with Jonathan, that anytime he would show kindness unto his house, unto their house, because they love each other. And so years passed, the king passes on, and Jonathan also. And so David asked, because I made a promise that I will show kindness to anybody that will be left in the house of Saul, it is now my responsibility and my duty to be able to show or to keep my promise. Are we together? The Bible says, when you go to the house of the Lord, don't make a promise in haste, lest you become a fool. Yeah? Have you read that scripture? And so David had made a promise that he had to make sure that he fulfills that promise. And so he comes and asks, is there anybody that is left in the house of David, in the house of Saul, that I may show his kindness? I always tell people, if you want to know your true friend, ask what they say behind your back. Okay, let me come again. If you want to know your true friends, these are people who talk where you are not. Okay, let me come closer. The people that you call your friends are not the people who just talk good about you when you're there, but the people who talk about you when you are not there. Oh, this is becoming hard. Let me come in Swahili. Pastor, are we together? There are people who will hate you even for no reason. Do you know there are people who hate you because of your tribe? There are people who hate you because you use a different model of a phone from theirs. The size is different, the model, the make is different. You know there's a difference between a mobile and a telephone. Huh? And so they will hate you for no reason. There are some who hate you because when they look at you, you look like their ex. So they hate you because you remember about their scars. Eh? We were talking about scars last Friday. And so David asked, is there anybody? And Ziba comes and says, yes, there is one. But apart from just being there somebody, this person is limited. In other words, this person is limited. Remember, this was the son of Jonathan, whose father was the king. Have you read about genealogies in the book of Chronicles? They say it's one of the most boring books of the Bible. And this begat this gave birth to this. When you start sleeping. But Ziba had forgotten that although Mephibosheth was lame, he was a son of the king. And so he says, yes, there is one, but he is lame. That was not the question. There are people who will answer a question that you have not even asked. Is there anyone here? But I think he cannot. Is there anybody that wants to join the choir? I know my friend, but I know he cannot join the choir. If he sings, you cannot even find his voice in the keyboard. Is there anyone so that I may show kindness? That was the condition. The condition was there has to be somebody for that kindness to be shown. The Bible says that God has loved us with an everlasting love, and he has drawn us unto himself. So he said, is there anybody? I will come back there. John chapter 9. This man called Jesus. I remember our sister preaching to us around 2 or 3 Fridays ago and telling us about this man called Jesus. In John chapter 9 from verse number 1. And the Bible says that when the disciples of Jesus looked at this man, they asked Jesus, of all the things, why is this man in this condition? Is he because he has sinned or his parents have? The only thing or the first thing that could come to their mind was sin. Let me tell you, there are things that we go through, it's not because you are a sinner. Okay, let me teach some theology here. It's not every hard situation that you go through because of sin. There are some situations that will come to your life for God to manifest himself in your life. Do you remember Lazarus, John chapter 11? Jesus says what? He's not sick, or rather he's sick, yes, but that the glory of God may be made manifest. All of us, we are sinners by the virtue of being born out of Adam and Eve. We are sinners. And so the man was not blind because of his, neither his parents, but he was in that situation and condition so that the glory of God may be made manifest. So that God will show his mercy upon him by healing him and giving him back his sight. Your situation only needs a meeting with Jesus. Has the pastor ever called you for a meeting and you start asking your question, what have I done? Have I not paid tithe? Was I given mandazi and never paid? When was the last time I came to church? You start asking yourself questions. But when God invites you It is because he wants to do something in your life that is always different. So that when people look at you, they can say that surely there is God in his life. Our pastor just told us, when the owner of the building looked at his account, he saw, you are not able to pay this rent. But behind that account, there is a God. Who says now to him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above. And somebody told us, I believe some Fridays ago, about comma. The Bible says, now to him that is able to do exceedingly. It means pause and think about it. Before you even go to the other one, above. First read up to there, then pause and understand. Ask for revelation. Maybe you just looked at person and saying, you are not able. Did you tell him you come from God Disabled Ministries? Me as a pastor, I cannot, but this God that I preach in Qatar, he is more than able. He dictates the account numbers. Because my case has to be different. I don't have to be known by just a suit of one color until it changes to my color, skin color. I don't just have to be known by the location that I come from. I might be locally made, but let me tell you, I'm internationally recognized. Because the God that I serve has to change my story. You are not a local champion. Nigerian people understand that statement. You are not a local champion. There is something in you that when you stand, people look at you and say, there is God. Even if you don't believe, you say, there is God. And I'm here to declare again, like I said last Friday, there is a God in Jiam. That when he looks at Jiam, he knows, I've placed Jiam in Qatar for a reason and for a purpose. The Bible says that when the word of the king is, there is power. And who may ask the king, what are you doing? You did not send yourself to Qatar. God sent you here. And he has to make sure that the purpose, the plan, and the reason as to why he sent you here has to be fulfilled. Irrespective of the size of the church, the purposes and the plans of God have to be fulfilled because my story has to change. And so they look at him and say, this man is a sinner. The parents have seen that's why he's blind. But he just says, no, it is not because of sin. It is that the glory of God may be made manifest. But I love what the man says in John chapter 9, verse number 25. After they interrogate him, tell us about this man. This man is a sinner. Don't believe in him. Verse 25 says this. Whether he is a sinner or not, I don't care. Another version says, I don't mind. Whether he's a sinner or not, whether you believe in him or you don't, one thing I know, I was once blind, but now I can see. I was once lost, but now I am found. It doesn't matter the pardon you saw yesterday. You don't know where I wake up in this morning. Maybe I slept in the gates of heaven. You know, even they say it's a street of gold. Let me take you to heaven a bit. When you're walking in the hallelujah streets of heaven, all that you see is glittering gold. As you come to Hosanna Avenue, you meet the house of Abraham. And it says, welcome, my good and faithful servant. The other streets, you find the streets of gold, is Able Ministries. Where there is not only gold, but there is platinum. There is more than you can think. There it is written, with God, all things are possible. Because my life has to change. You know, when you read the Bible, don't read it like Mr. Kamau and the children. Read the Bible and see yourself in it. I've not gone to heaven, but I can imagine about the Spirit of God. You know, God is not just found anyhow. Are we together? But now imagine yourself in heaven in the streets of gold. Say it at all. In the streets of gold. I've walked in the mud. I've walked in the bottles, but now my story has changed. I'm walking in the streets of gold. I'm not a local material. my life has to change. My life has to take a turn around. Sinach sings and says, it doesn't matter what you see now. I can see his glory. I know who I am. My story is written in the word of God. My story is written in heaven. You don't know about me yet. This is just a snapshot of who I am. But when God declares I am blessed, I am blessed. When God declares I am above and not beneath, that is what he says and he means it. When God says I am the head and not the tail, it doesn't matter the number that the teachers gave me at school. I am the head and not the tail. I always tell people, you know when you were in school you were being judged. I don't know the system you used. But in school there were times you were being told, write a composition of who you want to be when you grow up. Now I write on to be a pilot. I take my composition to the teacher, and then he gives me a 0 over 9. It is not you, it is me. What is that now? You said I write of what I want to, but I'm telling her to be a pilot to give me a 0 over 9. My story has to change. He says whether he's a sinner or not, I don't care. All that I know, I was once blind, but now I can see. There was a time I slept hungry, but now I go to the hotel and tell my friend, give me the menu. I don't want to tell you verbally. No, give me the menu. I don't start with the prices. I start with the types of food. There was a time my house was locked because I didn't have rent. But God is changing my life to be a landlord. Don't be jealous of me. When God is changing my story, don't be jealous of me. Just be my friend. Just be my friend. So that in case God forgets you, the leaves can fall somehow on you. Because my story has to change. They looked at Sarah and knew Sarah is past age. The biological clock has not just ticked, it has fallen. She cannot give up. But when God looked at her, he saw her story has to change. She became the mother of nations. When they laughed at Hannah because she could not bear children, God did not just see a barren woman. God saw a blessed woman. When they thought that all that they can do to Joseph is either kill him or sell him as a slave, what God is that his story has to change. He'll be the prime minister of Egypt. I don't know about your story, but I'm here to declare to you that your story can change. It doesn't matter your background, whether he's a sinner or not. That I don't even care. All that I know, I was once blind, but now I see. Amazing grace. How sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I was once lost, but now I am found. I was once nothing, but now I am something that people love to listen to. Your story can change from the fight of R to L. This one you'll get next week. Let me come slowly. Do you know that even shirabbing started in the Bible? Judges chapter 12 verse 6. So let nobody look at you and think, you are not learned, my friend. Okay, this is what the Bible says. Judges chapter 12 verse 6. When the person was brought before the people, and he was told, say she bore length. And he said, see, bore length. And the Bible says, they stoned him because he could not pronounce the name. So my R and my L could be fighting, but my story is just about to change. Because the God that I serve, I love this God. He's the creator of everything. He's the King of kings. But he has chosen to come and live in my heart. In other words, I carry God. I carry God. Not as I might be a model not by choice, but I carry a big God. Because my story has to be different. Yes, there you are. Judges chapter 12, verse 6. There are people who will judge you just by the way you look. There are people who judge you by the way you talk, by the kind of job that you do. But there is a God that when He decides to change your story, you can stand and say, if it was not the Lord who was by my side, my enemies could have swallowed us alive. That's very good. You can stand and say like David, if it was not God who was by my side, my enemies could have swallowed me alive, because I am helpless without God. I am nothing without God, but with God, I am like Gideon, who the Bible says, if God be for us, then where are His miracles? The angel called Gideon, you are a mighty man of valor. You are a mighty man of war. Gideon looked at himself and said, I am the least in my family. Our family is not known in our community, but look at how the angel addresses him. Oh, Gideon, mighty man of war. But he looks at himself and thinks, me? I'm nothing. In our family, I am the least. You know, these firstborns are very proud. Eh? You know me, I'm a firstborn in a family of 7. And when you listen to the firstborn talking to the rest of the children, he talks like he's the parent. Huh? So the lastborn is there, humbled, because he knows the firstborn is let me tell you, whether you are the firstborn or the lastborn, when God's hand is upon you, your story has to change. Amen. It doesn't matter. Last Friday, thank you, Jesus. I said, if this God could afford the fare of Jonah through a fish, what is impossible with this God? There is nothing impossible. As it changes your story, I'm telling you, you're going to grow. People will admire you because your story has changed. In that blind man's, the parents looked at him, and when they were asked, is he your son? You know what they say? He's of age. Let him speak on his behalf. Because maybe they could not recognize him. The only thing they knew is that their son was blind. But now the son could see. Even the parents could not testify about him. He said, he's of age. Let him speak for. Because his story had changed. Luke chapter 8, verse 43. The Bible talks about a woman with an issue of blood. Somebody told me it's not issue. It's an issue. Amen, George. An issue. Don't say an issue. You sound like you come from local material. And the Bible says this lady decided in her heart, if I can only touch the hem of Jesus, I know my problem will stop. For 12 good years, the Bible says she had visited all the physicians she knew, but nobody could change her story. Life is in the blood. For 12 years, the lady is bleeding, and she didn't die. She just waited for a moment with Jesus. And the moment the Bible says that she touched the hem of Jesus, the Bible says immediately. Another version says suddenly. Another one says there and then her story changed. The flow of blood stopped because she met with the King of Kings and with the Lord of Lords. Amen. What is that situation that is troubling you? What is that situation that seems as though there is no hope? Job chapter 14, verse 7. The Bible says there is hope for a tree, even though it is cut. There is hope for you irrespective of where you are today, in the name of Jesus. Amen. I remember the first time I wanted to come to Qatar in 2013. I reached at the Qatari airport on, I think, Saturday. And I had packed where from Kenya. I had been escorted. Pardor is going to Qatar. My friend, I flew very well from Kenya, Dubai, Sharjah. Then I came to Qatar. And therefore the migration officer just looked at me and he said, insufficient funds, and went. Now time to ask a question. Insufficient fund, I have my boss here. They will tell me I have nothing. I'm telling you, I felt ashamed. Because I had to go back to Kenya. It is like I'm going to Nakuru, for them that come from Kenya. It is like I'm going to Nakuru and then came back to Nairobi. My friend, a flight of 5 hours. Then just returned me like that. God had to change my story. For 1 month, I enjoyed my life in Qatar. The stomach opinion that you see playing Central Province here. Because God, people laughed at me and they looked at me and they thought, how much woman? Lord. Lord. Let me say it in Swahili. Yaani ulikuwa umefika, umepanda ndege. Na umeenda yaani umefika tu airport. Then you came back. Some of them decided they would no longer be my friends. But I told God, the Bible says, them that are yours, they will never see shame. Cover me from shame. And from that day, I told God, this Qatari will know me. I will step in Qatari. 2016 December, I came here for 1 good month. I didn't want to go home. But terms and conditions of visas applied. East West Home is the best. God changed my story. When you meet with this God, with this man of Galilee, he changes your story. You become something that is admirable. Praise the name of the Lord. Amen. 2 Kings chapter 17, from verse number 9. The Bible talks about 4 men who had leprosy. And in those days, my time is over, this will be the last one. In those days when you had leprosy, you became an outcast in the community. And so these 4 men, they had been casted out. They could not live among the people because they had a bad sickness. But the Bible says one time they decided and asked themselves these questions. If we sit here, we are going to die because we are hungry. There is nobody to take care of us. There is nothing we can do. There is leprosy. For them that come from where I come from, do you know Upele? Scabies? Scabies, yeah? There was a time when I was a child and I'm telling you those things, it's like you become a musician because every day it's here. It's like you're playing the guitar. It was that bad. And so I can imagine these men, the whole of their body were leprous. They could do nothing, they could not work. They had been sent out of the community. But they sat down and said, if we sit here, we are going to die. If we go to the camp, they will kill us. But either way, let us go. If they kill us, it's okay. If they spare us, it's okay. But the Bible says, as they were going, as they took a step of faith and decided to go to the camp, the Bible says that God made their feet to be like the noise of chariots. And the people who were already in the camps, they thought that their enemy had risen against them and they were coming to fight them. The Bible says they flee. Imagine running away from somebody who cannot even fight himself, leave alone fight against other people. And you're hearing it's like the noise of chariots. And the Bible says, because the people in the camp had ran away because they thought the enemies were coming against them, they went into the tent and found gold, and found food, and found garments. Because they decided whether we sit here, we will die. If we go, we'll die. But anyway, let us go. Our story has to change. And sometimes I said in the Facebook that, don't stay in a place whereby you are tolerated. Stay in a place whereby you are appreciated. Because your story has to change. You may still be called that name that you have, but your story has to change in the name of Jesus. Amen. No condition is permanent. Haujakorogewa.